The month is April 2023. A reticulated python, the world's longest species of snake, is hungry. In the far western corner of Singapore, in the dead of the night, it slithers towards where it knows it can get a good meal, the markets. Now, this python is not after humans, nor its food. In fact, it is looking for the abundant rats that gather after dark to feed on leftover scraps. And the python has done this before. Sneak into a drain, grab an unsuspecting rat, and sneak away for a well-deserved meal. But tonight was different. Tonight, a group of men caught sight of this python, and a gruesome fate awaits it. Armed with crates and pails, they assaulted the python and kicked it from time to time. When the python grew weaker from the repeated attacks, a man brought over a cleaver and chopped off its head.
Uncle, the head!
Triumphantly, with cheers and laughter from the group, the man showed off his kill. A now dead reticulated python that was simply trying to find a meal in this increasingly urban landscape. This is the plight of snakes in Singapore, and I would guess in many other countries around the world too. Snakes have gained an unwarranted notoriety, and in many cultures, they are the symbol of evil. To many people that claim to love animals, snakes are the exception they are willing to exclude. And a worrying percentage of the population are adamant on killing a snake should they see one. This is simply not right, and something should be done. My name is Terence, and I've been photographing wildlife both in Singapore and around the world for the past 10 years. My aim is to spread awareness about biodiversity, and today we will be talking about the snakes in Singapore and why you should rethink your animosity towards snakes. Snakes. To many, just the word itself brings a chill down the spine. In Singapore, this fear often translates into drastic actions when people encounter these slithering creatures in urban spaces. But is this justified? And why are these misunderstood reptiles so often mistreated? Let's dive into the reality of snakes in Singapore, what types we can encounter, why they are feared, and how we can shift our perception from fear to appreciation. In Singapore, reports of snake mistreatment have highlighted the harsh reality these creatures often face. In one case, a python found at a factory in Jurong was so severely beaten by workers, resulting in injuries so extensive it had to be euthanized. Such incidents aren't isolated. Wildlife rescue groups like ACRES regularly report injured or mistreated snakes brought in after violent encounters with humans. The mistreatment often stems from fear, a lack of understanding, and deep-rooted misconceptions about snake behavior and intentions. But why this intense fear? For many, the fear of snakes is primal. This is partly due to their often hidden nature, striking unexpectedly from undergrowth or dark corners. Media portrayals of snakes, along with infrequent but widely publicized snake encounters in urban areas, also fuel this anxiety. Though most snakes found in Singapore are non-venomous and avoid confrontation, they are commonly perceived as aggressive threats. This perception, however, doesn't align with the reality of snake behavior. Singapore is home to a rich diversity of snakes, with around 72 species contributing to the island's ecosystems. Among these, only about 7 species are venomous, and even those are rarely encountered in populated areas due to their typically reclusive nature. Notably, the reticulated python, one of Singapore's most commonly encountered non-venomous species, is often found in proximity to water bodies and drains. Known for its strength, the reticulated python is the longest snake species globally and plays a crucial role in controlling rodent populations, which benefits urban and natural areas alike. Despite its large size, this python is generally non-aggressive towards humans unless provoked. Another frequently seen species is the paradise tree snake. This small, harmless snake is easily recognizable by its vibrant green and yellow pattern and is known for its unique gliding ability, allowing it to move between trees. While completely harmless, it often faces negative reactions for its snake-like appearance. Venomous species such as the king cobra and the blue coral snake are also present in Singapore, but they tend to avoid urban areas. When encountered, they are usually passing through and only become defensive if threatened. Each snake species in Singapore's ecosystem plays a significant role. As natural predators, snakes help maintain ecological balance by preying on rodents and other small animals, which can be passed in both natural and urban environments. Their presence contributes to biodiversity, enhancing the health of various ecosystems by preventing any single species, such as rodents, from becoming overly dominant. Wildlife organizations like acres and ant parks emphasize the importance of these animals in the ecosystem and encourage the public to understand and appreciate snakes rather than fear them. Though many people in Singapore fear snakes, these creatures pose minimal risk when approached with respect and caution. Experts at wildlife organizations like acres and ant parks emphasize that snakes are shy, solitary animals. They typically avoid human interaction and prefer to retreat rather than confront humans. A snake will only act defensively if it feels directly threatened. Therefore, respecting a safe distance when encountering a snake can help avoid conflicts, reducing the potential for any defensive response. Statistics underscore how rarely snake bites occur in Singapore. Fatalities from snake encounters are exceedingly uncommon, highlighting that the risk is often exaggerated. Venomous species like the king cobra or spitting cobra are rare in high-traffic areas and prefer secluded habitats. Even if they are spotted, these snakes are generally moving through the area rather than establishing territory, as snakes frequently wander for food or shelter without any intent to harm humans. So, how can we overcome this fear and start to appreciate these fascinating creatures? First, understanding is key. When you spot a snake, remember it's likely passing through and means no harm. Experts recommend keeping a safe distance, allowing it to move away naturally. Education is crucial to demystify snakes, dispelling the idea that they are inherently dangerous. By appreciating their ecological role, we can learn to coexist peacefully. Additionally, wildlife organizations offer resources and advice on how to handle snake encounters responsibly. Of course, one of the reasons that people are seeing more and more snakes is habitat loss. Rapid urbanization in Singapore reduces natural habitats for snakes. As forests, wetlands, and green spaces are converted into urban areas, snakes lose both shelter and food sources, forcing them into closer contact with humans, which can lead to further conflicts. As snakes venture onto man-made roads, they are at risk of being struck by vehicles. This is particularly problematic in areas near natural reserves or green spaces where roads cut through animal habitats, making it a common cause of mortality. Although Singapore has strict wildlife protection laws, illegal collection of snakes still occurs, often in the exotic pet trade or for use in traditional medicine. Some species are at risk of being taken from the wild, which can impact their populations. In Singapore, certain snakes like vipers remain motionless for extended periods, sometimes even days, making them vulnerable to poaching if their locations become known. To protect these species, the wildlife community in Singapore has adopted a policy of not disclosing snake locations. Singapore's snakes are far more than the symbols of fear they are often seen as. By shifting our perspective, understanding their behavior, and respecting their space, we can coexist with these remarkable creatures. Let's move from fear to fascination and recognize the vital role snakes play in our ecosystem.